What's going on, you guys? Jamie here. Just gonna take a little walk around the neighborhood. I live in a small farming town, so ironically enough, right behind my home is this big granary with big grain silos, and it's just kind of one of those places that I like to go walk when I don't have a lot of time, and figured I'd just bring you guys along for the walk. Have my son Carter here manning the gimbal. In case you're curious about the video rig and setup for today, he's recording on the EM5 Mark II, and it's got the Rode Video Mic Go on the top for audio, and it's all being held stable with the iCan DS2A gimbal. So come on, let's go for a walk. Alright, so like I said, we're literally just going to be behind my piece of property here in the city of Eaton Rapids. And behind me is this granary. Decided to just take one camera and two sets of, two lenses actually. I've taken the 8mm fisheye so that I can play with the distortion correction that came out in the latest firmware for the EM1 Mark II. And I've also got two of the new Super Primes. They're not called Super Primes, but that's just what I call them. I've got the 45mm f1.2 and the 17mm f1.2. Alright, so one of the things that kind of caught my eye again here, something a little different than necessarily the texture of that fence post back there, is the rust color that's showing through on this big grain silo. And again, ultra wide, it's going to be really easy to get the whole thing in the shot, so I'm going to get up tight against it and shoot up it. Pretty dramatic look, especially when you're shooting with a fisheye. Wide open at f1.8 and still got a lot of bright sunshine here, and even though I'm down at ISO 200, the base ISO, my shutter speed is kind of maxing out at 1/8000th of a second. So if you've got an Olympus camera that has the electronic shutter on it, I'd suggest using the electronic shutter because that often provides you with a faster shutter speed. So I'm going to come into the super control panel here and I'm going to change my shutter to the silent shutter or the electronic shutter, and now when I go to compose that shot, I'm actually at 1/12,800th of a second. Which gives me a perfect exposure. So come on. Okay, so this is kind of cool too. Again, just looking for things that are different. Definitely out of my normal landscape wheelhouse here, but if I can get Carter to turn so you can see this building right here, we've got these corrugated metal panels that are broken up. You've got the galvanized steel on the right hand side, and then on the left we've got one section of blue and one of brown behind it. So I think that I'm probably gonna shoot and just kind of get that geometric pattern going here. Now again, 8mm fisheye, so I'm gonna be getting in there really close so I can get it in the shot without having too much extra in it. I don't think I'm gonna like the way that looks. Definitely fun, again, using a fisheye is always a blast. So I think I'm gonna take the fisheye lens off and put on maybe the 17mm. I think that the field of view makes a lot more sense for what I'm doing right here. So that's kind of what we'll probably go with next. All right, so we've got the 17mm on. Just pop the lens cap off here and flip my lens hood around. We're gonna reshoot this at the 17mm perspective, see what this looks like. Definitely gonna have to stand back for it. Perfect, I think this is exactly what I was going for right here. One more. Cool. All right, let's see what else we can find. Again, looking at shapes, there's this door up here that leads into one of the silos, and we've got some rough angle iron railing that they've welded in place. I just like how we've got this center post that kind of bisects the door, so I think that I'll just kind of see what we can get from that. Again, you know, it's not like we're shooting film, so we can fire off as many shots as we want. We're not really wasting anything, and we're at least outside enjoying a little bit of photography. It's all about trial and error. A little bit closer for this shot, I think. And you'll probably see me focus and then recompose the shot. That's something that I do a lot. I'll take the same shot again and alter my composition slightly just to see what else I can get from it. And I'll take one more with the 17mm of my cameraman here. Might as well open her all the way up to 1.2. There we go. Cool. A little bit of behind the scenes for you guys.